Welcome again to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your likes, comments, and subscription. Thank you very much. Uh, Today we are going to study about 21st century skills needed by students. First question is this: is these 21st century skills needed by students applicable to the working place or the corporate world? Number two question could be, what are the different skills that employers are looking from fresh graduates? The third question could be, how can these skills be acquired by students? So on today's tutorial video, let us state first our learning, okay, our learning outcome. Okay, so the learning outcome at the end of the tutorial video, students will be able to identify the different skills needed in the 21st century skills, and they will be motivated to ask questions whenever they are in their online lessons or virtual lessons, and they could enhance their writing skills, especially their questioning skills, so that they can acquire the basic skills needed by employers in today's 21st century workplace. Our learning objectives, number one, is to enhance the skills of the students to be motivated and be enthusiastic to ask questions during their lessons. The second objective is to enhance and develop the skills of the students when asking questions, and how can they adapt, no? And acquire these 21st century skills. Let's start. You can see here that the source is coming from, the author is Jenny Soffel, Future of Jobs Report, World Economic Forum, March 10, 2016. According to the author, um, she compared year 2015 and year 2020, and the span is 5 years. As you can see on the left column, in 2015, complex problem solving is the number one top skills, followed by coordinating with others, people management, critical thinking, and negotiation. Quality control, service orientation, judgment and decision making, active listening, and creativity. After 5 years, the research found out that in the 21st century skills, the top 10 skills employers are looking from fresh graduates is problem solving skills, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with others, EI or emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation, and cognitive flexibility. Let us analyze this. In 2015, after 5 years, complex problem solving remains very strong, position number one. Critical thinking went up 2 points from fourth place in 2015. It went up second. Creativity in 2015 was the last 10th skill, and it went up very strong and went up the third position. While people management fell down one ladder step and it became fourth place, people management. All right. And coordinating with others, it fell down 3 places and fell 5th place. So let us talk the first 10 skills in this tutorial video. Okay. So we are going to discuss the top 5 skills needed by employers, okay, in today's work environment. But let us try to analyze the situation. Let us first try to analyze the situation. If this is the university, okay, that is the university, okay, and this is the workplace or the corporate organization, okay, the students learn skills during their stay 4 or 5 years in that university. They acquired skills. However, the problem is this. These skills acquired by students in the university has a very clear and vivid gap in the organizational workplace, the skills needed by the employers. So, if this is the skills acquired by the students, here is the skills by the organization, corporate organization. So, there is a gap. Now, this tutorial video aims to somehow encourage and motivate and give enthusiasm to students so that these skills could be flattened. So, let us one by one try to discuss these top 5 skills. If you have a notepad and paper, you can do so that you can grasp the salient points of this tutorial video. First of all, let's discuss what is this skill. Again, I would like to reiterate that this is the skills that students learn from their university or colleges, students, this is the skills in the organization. This is what employers are looking from fresh graduates. So you can see here that there is really a gap. And this is the gap. So let's try first to analyze and understand what is a skill. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a skill is the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. When we say effective, let's define first of how to be effective. We can only say that it is effective if you are hitting the target. Meaning to say, okay, if this is the target, at this level, that is the target, and with your skills and ability, you are doing that job. And based on actual result, of what you are doing, you are hitting that target, and that is effectiveness. But if your actual is only here, that level, there is a very significant gap, and that is called ineffectiveness or ineffectiveness. You are ineffective. Okay. Therefore, the skills is the ability that you perform your based on your knowledge and apply those ability to hit that target, and we say that is effectiveness in doing the performance of your job. The second attribute is dexterity or coordination, especially in the execution of learned physical tasks. Okay? So this is defined as skills or skill, according to Merriam-Webster. Let's go to the first top 5 skills. According to Michael Gelb, you can increase. You can. There is a strong probability. Maybe the probability is 0.9, or the probability is 0.5, or the probability might be 0.7. According to Michael Gelb, you can increase your problem solving skills by honing your question asking ability. So, meaning to say that complex problem solving skills can be applied when you try to hone or develop your question asking ability. That's the first rule. That's why we have so many friends on the left side here that it starts with a W and there is a letter H. So, if you would want to enhance and develop your problem solving skills, according to Michael, you must enhance, you must encourage yourself to ask questions. I'm just wondering why students, when there is a face-to-face class or online class, why is it that students try to be shy, try not to develop their question asking ability? That's why I always encourage my students, if the faculty or the professor or teacher will ask you, are there any questions? What you can see and what you can feel is total silence, or what we call the sound of silence. My dear students, this is not developing your question asking ability. When you ask question, it is the start of knowledge. So therefore, this tutorial video should might encourage students who are completely uttering the sound of silence to develop and enhance their question asking ability. Now, these are your best friends, or what we call your allies. The what is the significance of asking question? Who should be asked to answer our question? When is the best time to ask a question? Where could probably be a good timing to ask question? And the how and the why. So here, the how and the why, it seems to be qualitative in nature, while these other two might be quantitative or a combination of quantitative and qualitative. So, my dear students, what are we trying to say here? We are trying to persuade, to influence you guys to ask question. Because in asking question, that is the first step that you can increase your problem solving skills. Why? Because problem solving skills is the top number one skills being investigated by prospective employers. They will ask you questions during the time that you were studying. Have you encountered a complex problem and what was the solution you provided? So, meaning to say, you can showcase your accomplishment with that typical example of a problem solving skills. Remember guys, the first word here is not the word simple. It is complex, meaning to say it is complicated. No? The nature of the problem is so complicated and complex, and the employers or prospective employers are looking for a skill from fresh graduates that they want to see whether this applicant has the problem solving skills ability. So, in order for you to start, even though baby steps, so that you can acquire the skills in problem solving, you must ask questions. Please go out your comfort zone. I want you to be, even though it is uncomfortable for you to go out of your comfort zone, it does not matter. Because what matters is you develop and start to have and acquire these problem solving skills. And the basic steps are using your allies. So don't be shy. If faculty, professors, teachers are asking, is there any question? Please do not be shy. There are some students that are shy because they cannot explain their ideas in the English language. And that is a barrier. But somehow, you must try to develop your communication skills as well. And it is only through using your allies on the left side that you can hone your and increase your problem solving skills. The next second is critical thinking. This is the second placer for the top 5 21st century skills needed by students. According to Einstein, okay, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Again, this notable individual, Albert Einstein, who discovered the theory of relativity. That is the most important, essential, is not to stop questioning. Meaning to say, there is a start of questioning, but you should pause but not totally stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. And curiosity is knowledge. That's why you are asking questions, because you want to enrich your mind. You want to know more knowledge. And it is not a capital sin to ask questions. But there is a universal jury that the more you listen, the more you can ask questions. My dear students, listening and hearing are totally different words. It is not similar. You might hear all the tutorials of Dr. Masanga, but you don't extend your listening skills. So it is very imperative, very important that you extend 70% of your listening skills so that you can start and hone your question ability using those allies. And curiosity is easy. I'm curious. Make fewer statements, ask more questions. So, in this particular tutorial video, it encourages students to ask questions. Why? Because that is the opening door of learning and acquiring complex problem solving skills and critical thinking skills. That's why, according to the famous Albert Einstein, the important thing is not to stop. Maybe we can just pause, but not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. So if you want to develop critical thinking skills, let us try to go out again of our comfort zone. Let's ask questions. But be sure you extend your listening skills so that you can really capture what are some thoughts or ideas that I cannot understand, and I will not be shy. That's why I'm telling my students, I don't care whether your sentences is not is unclear, your grammar and tenses are erroneous. I don't care. What is important is that you tried your very best to express your ideas in the English language and try to start and question those ideas that are in the gray areas. The third is creativity. According to Mary Lou Cook, creativity is inventing, experimenting, growing, taking risk, breaking rules, making mistakes, and having fun. So, it doesn't matter whether we fail or we succeed. Or maybe our statistics is that for a single, a single try or a single action, we fail 3 times. It doesn't matter because that failure is not an option that we cannot achieve our goal. So, being creative starts from your cognitive. You try to, why is it? How is it? How is it done? Why is it done? What is the benefit of that program or plan? What are the risks involved? How many months or years can this program be achieved? What are our contingency plan? What if, for example, these things doesn't happen? What is our steps? What is our long-term planning or strategic planning? What is our mid-term plan? What is our short-term plan? So, creativity and innovation, they are like husband and wife. That's why it is better to be creative. You always challenge the status quo. What should have I done better? What is other areas of improvement? What should be continuously developed? No, in Nihongo there is what you call kaizen, continuous improvement. The fourth skill is people management. And people management, we are referring to the soft skills, our interpersonal relationship with others. That's why, according to Henry Ford, the famous individual of Ford Motor Corporation, if everyone is moving together on the right side, then success takes care of itself. And that is primarily teamwork. You collaborate with each other. That is collaboration. There are multiple networks of communication channels that when you move, all this will move to the right, including this. But if this group will move to the left and this group will move to the right, there is no teamwork and cooperation. And there is a breakdown in communication channel. And communication is very expensive on the part of the corporate organization. Error, rejects is very expensive because rework, you have to invest to another resources. And the last is coordinating with others, your coordination skills. According to Jeffrey Morales, communicate in a respectful manner. Don't just tell your team members what you want, but explain to them why and how. And that is coordination. You move in synchronous so that your efforts will be achieved through teamwork and collaboration and unity. So that's why in communication, there is always a two-way communication channel. The sender sends message to the receiver encodes the message, process the message, and goes back to the receiver as a feedback. And this is a communication channel. So, we have completed the top 5 21st century skills needed by students. And let us try to break the monotonous of the sound of silence. Let us ask questions. When asking questions, you will be, you are building up your investment in acquiring complex problem solving skills. Second, if you are usually asking questions, your faculty teacher will be inspired to teach. Thirdly, asking question is the start of knowledge. Asking question is the first ladder to being creative, being critical thinkers. Because a critical thinkers, no, if this is the ground level, the thinking is deep and wide. That is being critical, deep and wide. So, to have a summary of all the discussion of the 21st century skills needed by students, according to Jerry Lynch, all skills are perfected through the process of failure. That's why failure is not an option. Try it the second time around. If you fail, try it the third time around until you practice, no? They say that practice makes perfect. Embrace loss as a necessary part of improvement. So, you will, based on that failure, you will learn some important practices, and then you try to improve these practices so that it comes a best practice. And failure is not an option. According to the famous English leader, the United Kingdom, success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm, according to Winston Churchill. Very notable person. So, success can be a husband and failure can be a wife. So, it's a husband and wife relationship. But failure is not an option. And according to Churchill, when there is success, there is failure. But don't lose that enthusiasm or interest. The famous basketball player, Michael Jordan, said, I've failed over and over, and that is why I succeed. That is Michael Jordan. And the famous inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell, the only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. So, this summarizes this tutorial video about 21st century skills. My dear students, it is not bad to fail sometimes. Maybe the next time you will ask question to your teacher or professor, and then you will develop those skills and you will be somebody in the future. If you feel that this video is beneficial to you as students, please like it, okay? Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for listening.